The rotating speed of the rotor in the stock straightener will also have to be changed during setup of the Model D2 and D4 Escomatics. There are 4 possible speeds for the rotor: 700, 1400, 2800, and 4800 RPM. This chart on the rear of the machine shows a list of pulleys and belt combinations and speeds. The column to the left is the RPM of the rotor. A represents the diameter of the top pulley in millimeters. B represents the diameter of the bottom pulley in millimeters. The last column to the right is the belt size used in combination with the pulleys. The same belt is used for the 3 slower speeds. At 4800 RPM, the belt is changed to a slightly smaller belt. Information on straightener rotor speed can be found on your layout sheet. Rotor speed for this particular job is 700 RPM. To change the belt and pulley combination for straightener rotor speed, you must first loosen the stock derailleur and swing it out of the way. Next, this cover must be removed by loosening these 3 screws. Loosen the bottom 2 screws first. Remove the cover. To release the tension on the belt, raise the straightener motor by hand. Slide the belt off the bottom pulley. To remove the top pulley, this small sleeve must be loosened and slid out of the way. Use a hex wrench. Loosen this set screw and slide the sleeve back into the straightener. Remove the belt. The top pulley can now be removed by loosening this set screw in the pulley. Slide the pulley off the shaft. Install the new pulley by aligning this keyway in the pulley with the key on the shaft. The key on the shaft is removable and may fall out. Slide the pulley onto the shaft and tighten the set screw. Depending on the age of your machine, there are 2 different styles of B or bottom position pulleys. On older machines, all the pulleys would have keys, and the pulleys would all be removed from the straightener motor shaft. To remove the older style pulley, loosen this bolt on the end of the motor shaft. Remove the bolt and washer. Slide the pulley off the shaft. When installing a new pulley, align the keyway on the pulley and the key on the shaft. Slide the pulley on the shaft. Replace the bolt and washer. Tighten the bolt down. On newer machines, the bottom pulleys no longer have keyways. The smallest pulley is always attached to the motor shaft. New, larger size pulleys are slid over this pulley and locked down with 2 set screws. To remove the new style pulleys, loosen the 2 set screws and slide the pulley off. The amount of stock straightened in one cycle will depend upon the total length of the finished part being produced. If the travel of the straightener slide is too short, the stock will not be correctly straightened. If the travel is excessive, the slide will make the straightener jaws repeatedly straighten the same portion of the stock. This is the stock straightener slide. The purpose of the stock straightener slide is to control the amount of stock straightened on the backward travel of the straightener slide and rotor. The straightener slide is controlled by the straightener slide cam and the straightener slide return cam. The The straightener slide cam controls the slide control lever. This is the straightener slide control lever. This slide control lever moves the straightener slide forward and backward. This cam roller attached to the control lever follows the slot between the slide cam and the slide return cam. The start of the backward travel of the straightener slide is timed to the high point of the overbend straightener jaw cam. The backward travel time of the straightener slide is matched to the feed lever return cam and clutch cam time. When a 65-degree return cam and clutch cam are used, the straightener slide cam and return cam must also be 65 degrees. This is the operator control side end of the slide control lever. This slide control lever is rule marked from 0 to 2 inches. Each ruled mark represents an adjustment of 1/4 inch. Attached to the slide control lever is this slide roller bracket. This is the slide roller, which is attached to the slide roller bracket. The roller rides in this slide roller arm. The slide roller arm is attached to the straightener slide. The slide roller riding in the slide roller arm moves the slide. This is the slide roller bracket lock nut. The lock nut holds the bracket to the slide lever control arm. The straightener slide travel is adjusted by loosening this lock nut that holds the slide roller bracket in place. After loosening the lock nut, this front edge of the slide roller bracket is then moved to correspond with the desired slide travel. The lock nut is then tightened. You will need to add 3 dimensions together to determine the amount of slide travel required. One is part length. You may have to add a number of smaller dimensions to obtain the total part length. Total length of this part is 559 thousandths. Next, from the layout sheet, you must obtain the cutoff tool width. Cutoff tool width for this tool is 35 thousandths. Total straightener slide travel can now be found. Total straightener slide travel is the total length of the part plus the cutoff tool width plus 125 thousandths extra margin. For this particular part, the total slide travel would be 719 thousandths. You should now check your layout sheet for the production rate for your job. If the production rate for the job is 32 parts per minute or greater, the straightener camshaft ratio will be changed from 1:1 to 2:1. The straightener camshaft in the 2:1 ratio will rotate once for every 2 rotations of the main camshaft. Because of this 2:1 ratio, twice the length of a part must be straightened with 1 straightener slide stroke. You must double the total part length and cutoff tool width, then add 125 thousandths extra margin and adjust the slide travel accordingly. This will slow the action of the straightener operation. If the straightener were run at the faster rate, excessive heat on the stock and excessive wear could occur on the straightener parts.